Sun's up, early caffeine's a call. Ralph with tech news ready for all. Coding workouts getting us toned. By sunrise we'll be in the zone. Grab your Java, sip the brew. Headlines, tech tips just for you. Editing lines, making it tight. With every keystroke we see the light. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Push those reps in lines of code. Script the future fast and bold. From headlines deep to bites so bright, we're your guide to morning mics. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coding flows, camaraderie grows. News unfolds and insight flows. Minute by minute, heartbeats pace. Come join us at the daily race. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a new week. It is a new day. It is Monday, January 20th, 2025. How is everyone doing today? How was your weekend? My weekend was pretty long. It was a full Saturday, full Sunday. I was up all day yesterday and working all the way till maybe around 11 yesterday. So it was busy. But guess what? We do not miss. We are here. We're in it to win it. And guess what? Regardless of what happened yesterday, Saturday, Friday, last year, whenever, right? It's a new day today. And it's an opportunity to move forward and let go of whatever it is that is burdening you or holding you down. It's a new day and we got to get out there and get it. All right. So that's why we're here. That is why we take no days off, because you take one day off, then everything that is bothering you has time to fester. So, you know what? We will not allow those things to hold us down. All right. So we work every single day, and work is whatever you define work to be, as long as you are making progress every single day. I'm off of work today, right? But we're here and I'm like, you know what? I want to work on, let me start the timer because I can go on and on and on, right? But I want to work on the things that are valuable to me. And even if it's just for an hour or 2 hours for the day, getting things done, getting things out there, it is very, very important to always keep your mind stimulated, always keep moving. That's why I like this show so much. In the morning, you wake up, do your workout, you work out your body, and then you work out your mind to get awake, right? So that is the plan. Real quick announcements. We're going to be premiering at noon today our candid conversation about how I believe that you, yes, you that are watching, yeah, I'm talking to you, are a spark of light and a spark of life. All right. And I'll break that down about the impact that you have on everybody that you come encounter with. And, and it could be good or it could be bad, but nonetheless, you are a spark of life and of light. Now you're either going to be igniting fireworks or setting off a bomb. All right. So we'll talk about that at noon today. I really, really hope to see all of you there. It's going to be a great conversation. I'm going to give some examples of what I mean by that, how it plays out in my own life, all that good stuff. Right. And then we're going to be going live tomorrow night for Q&A. Looking forward to seeing you there as well. If you have any questions, you can call in. If you have any ideas, you can call in. Whatever it is you want, you ask in the chat, all that good stuff, right? That's the plan for tomorrow as well. Of course, we're going to be having our Kali Linux on Thursday night. If you haven't signed up for the ethical hacking course, go ahead and do that and follow along with me. I'm going to be releasing a video on Wednesday about how I actually finally figured out how to use UTM on the Mac to install Kali Linux. It was a nightmare, but I figured it out. So I wanted to share that with you since we weren't able to do it on live and I didn't want to take it back to live again. So that is a plan. But for today, we are going to be refactoring our code that we got to work last week. We actually got it to work, right? We got it to work last week. But now it's time to clean up our code because we also believe in having clean code as well. Okay. So with that being said, anything else? I don't think there's anything else. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to all of the subscribers and thank you to all the non-subscribers who are watching, who are finding value to what we are doing here. So hopefully I can consistently keep bringing value to you. Okay. So let's jump into the work for the day because at the end of the day, it is all about the work and the value. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that let's make sure that Ollama is up and running, right? So first thing we're going to do, let me minimize some of this stuff over here. Minimize a lot of stuff over here. And I am going to pull up over here, pulling up. And by the way, happy Martin Luther King's Day to you as well. Happy Inauguration Day to you as well. It is Martin Luther King's birthday or celebration of his birthday, the observance of his birthday, and it is also Inauguration Day. So, all right, let's do Ollama list. So this is see what Ollama LLMs we have running. And I want to do, let me see, Ollama. It's always good to go back and do these commands. So show information for a model, run a model, serve. So let's do Ollama serve. And all right, so our Ollama is already running, so we're good. We're good on that front. Next up, let's go over to make sure that our Jupyter notebook is still running as well. So to do that, I'm not gonna even try to start up Jupyter Notebooks. I'm just gonna go to the browser and see if Jupyter Notebooks is going to, if I refresh it, if it's gonna be there. It should be there. Let me see why that happened. Let's go to that one. There we go. All right. So let's do, so Ollama is running. Let me make sure that Jupyter Notebooks is still running. So I'm just going to refresh the page. All right. So it's up and running. So we're good. I don't have to start it over again. Let's go down to, so where's the code that we wrote last week? If you haven't seen it, I'm going to clip it up eventually, and I'm going to release how we wrote this code. So this is for day 2. All right. So we wrote all this code over here, right? Pretty much I'll run through it real quick, but we import the requests so we can do API requests. We imported Beautiful Soup so we can be able to parse the HTML. We imported Ollama so that we can be able to send the request to Ollama, and then we imported the Python markdown and display so that we can be able to print it out. And so now we are just, adding the headers for the user agent. We're adding the, so here I'm doing a validation that makes sure that the response that we get from the request URL is between the 200 range and the 300 range. Normally it'll be a 200, but you never know. So I said do between 200 and 300. And we do, so then now we're saying the content to be summarized. I'm setting that as a variable. And I say beautiful soup response.content is what we get from our API request, and we're parsing it via HTML. The model that we're using is Llama 3.2. And this part right here didn't work. So we'll investigate that a little bit, because this would have been really, really cool to have the system as a snarky high school student named Mitch. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And then the question that we're asking is, give me a summary of this article, what it's about. And then it is going to send that over into Ollama, passing in the message right here, right? And then it is going to say, print out this web page summary that it gets returned. And now we actually pass that into there, right? So that's everything. Let's run it just so that we can, let me get, I don't know, let's go to CNN.com. And let's go to, just take this first article right here, and we're going to copy this, and we're going to go back into Jupyter Labs, and we can do one of these, and let's do enter on that, and that should give us all right, that was pretty quick. So here's the text of the article. So here's the text of the article. Joe Biden's 5 decade in public life. Is that? Oh, all right. This is the one that we wanted right here. So it hasn't come up yet. All right, there it goes. So, so see, this is part of the, when you try to do these web page summarizers, right? Based on how the site is actually, is built, sometimes it can't get through it, right? Because now we're getting all this code over here. Let's see. That is interesting. So this is an HTML document with, this is an HTML document with embedded JavaScript code. That isn't. Let me see. Let me see something real quick. So if we go over here, or we already have it up. Let me see what's going on over here. If we do view page source, I think I should have been able to take it. But we'll do a site that we know that's working. And we got Yakar in the building. What's up, Yakar, aka Mr. Technique in the building. And it says it is actually not a new hat. I've been wearing this hat for a very, very long time. I just haven't worn it in a while on stream, but I've had this hat for a while. I've seen this hat before. And thank you for that, dropping it to the bag chasers. All right, let me see. All right, so let me just go to one that we know that's working, because that's the tricky thing about these sites, right? You can't control you can't really control how the parsers are going to get it, So let's try a different one real quick. If I go to, but that is something that we should, we should figure out a way to work around if we really cared about this web page summarizer thing. But it's all good. Let's see. So the HTML, so let me try, we're going to try two different things here. We're going to compare that to, if I pass that same URL, right, into day one, I know we're supposed to be cleaning up the code, but I'm just curious to see what is going on over here, right? So if we go into down here, and I was to say, let's go to insert, and we do display. So day one is using OpenAI. while day 2 is using Ollama, right? But maybe something's going on with our user agent that it can't pass it through. But let's see. So OpenAI gets through it fine, but it might be because let me check out which user agent that we're using in day 1. Maybe I can just copy that user agent so that we have, let me see, a search user agent. So if I was to copy this user agent right here, right? So we have response, HTML parser, all of that, right? Oh, we could probably add this stuff here too. So let me take a look at that. So if we go, it's just cleaning up our code a little bit. If I take this user agent and if we take from day 1 for irrelevant in soup.body, so if you find script style image input, then decompose. So what is decompose in beautiful soup? All right. Decompose method is used to remove a tag or portion of the parse tree from the document. When called on a beautiful soup object, it removes the tag from the tree along with its content and returns none. Okay, so they're probably using that to remove all of those scripting. So I'm gonna copy this and so let's compare what we have here. Content to be summarized. Beautiful soup response. So let's clean this up just a little bit, right? We're gonna say soup. Let me see how they do it over here in day 1. This isn't as much about beautiful soup as it is about cleaning up our code. So we can say soup, because here we're going directly into beautiful soup. We're just taking everything, but we can clean that up a little bit. So we can say soup equals beautiful soup response dot content, comma, HTML parser, like that. And then we can say for irrelevant in soup, yada, yada, yada. And then we say, now we can say content to be summarized equals soup dot body get text separator. So we do that. So if we take that, we go to over here. So content to be summarized, we would say that would be soup.body.getText separator /n. And that way we would have, we're stripping out the script style image input, and we're getting the body and the text, right? Let me see. Let's try to run that, see what we get. Let's see what we get with that. Much better now. That is much better. So it took off all the script stuff. This article discusses the return of Donald Trump presidency, yada, yada, yada. Let me see. So now I want to try that CNN article one more time. I'm just curious to see if the CNN article is going to work or if it's going to give us the same JavaScript error that it gave us last time. So what I'm just going to add a new, cell, and I'm going to say web page summary. And enter that. and it worked. So that JavaScript error stuff that we're getting before, by stripping it out over, like by adding this right here, this irrelevant stuff, that was able to fix it. So now let's try this ESPN article one more time, or let's try the ESPN article one more time, and then we'll try the Fox Sports article one more time, and then we'll start cleaning up our code. All right. So let me go and send this in. And perfect. So that's a note for us that we need to, it's very important that we do this in Beautiful Soup, because last time I didn't look at day one. I just wanted to see if we can, how far we can get without looking at it. I didn't remember or know about this irrelevant decompose thing, but that made a huge difference in us being able to properly summarize our articles, right? So if we do the same thing for the Fox News or the Fox Sports one, hopefully that one works too. Good morning, Big Suggs. How are you doing today? Hopefully you are doing well. Let's see. And that works too. All right, so that made a huge difference. Now, let's work on actually cleaning up this code. Okay, we're gonna work on cleaning up this code because we do not need everything in here. So let's go to, let's take a look at how day one did it, right? So they create a class for website where everything is getting the website in here. And let me see, and then they pass the website in here. And let me see, they're getting the title. What are they returning? Let's see. All right, well, let's see what we can do. So if we start off with, I'm going to add a cell up here. And if I start to, let me see, if I start to move some things, what if we were to say, okay, how can we piece this stuff together? What about if we say, we do, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this right here. And I'm going to add this over here. All right. And I am going to say, let's make sure that works. I'm going to run this. And then I will run this. So getting this on its own, it's still good. The reason that this none is happening is because nothing is being returned. So next up, if I can say, let me do this through here first, right? So let's say we take all of this right here, right? So if I say this can be refactored, do a to do. This can be refactored to its own. This has to be refactored to its own class / function, right? And then we say, now we say over here, this can be refactored to its own class / function. And I'm putting class / function as either or, nothing like set in stone. And let me see. Okay, and let's say we do here. All right, let's go with that. So let me start off by adding it. So let's say we do all the imports are together, right? We have all our imports together, and we say this function right here. So let me run our imports. Okay, I'm gonna add in another one. Oops. And I say that, or maybe I put it here. We go here, and then we say so this right here can be its own thing. So we say, let's say if we go, let's say we go here, get content from web page to summarize, right? And we say we do class web site or web page website. This is a web page, right? And we go colon, and I think I'm pretty sure for Python we gotta do a self thing, or how did they do it again? Let me see. They did okay, so init and then self. So it's like this, and then we do def init self, something like that, right? Let me see. Self, and then the URL to be passing in. Let me just copy this right here. When you're using IDEs, it does all that for you. So, so it's a web page, website address, or web page address. All right. So we have that, and we're going to say inside of that we want all of this to be in here, right? This has to be indented. All right, there we go with that. And a web page address is going to be passed to this URL right here. And let's see. If we were to do, let's see, the way that they did it was, so self text, self title, and I think what ends up happening is it passes it back to here. So let's copy this as well into here, just so we can have like that to get the title of the page. And we can do, let's see, and then we say self.content to be summarized. That way we'll do self.content to be summarized, soup body.get text, yada yada yada. And let's go to, it's going to return here. All right, so what I'm going to do is say, I'm going to add another cell in here. And I'll say, we'll do, let's go enter on that, see what happens. And I will do CNN article equals web page, or web page. I should do web page like this. Web page. and web page, and then we will get the CNN article right here, copy that, and we paste this in here. And I can say print CNN article dot title and print CNN article dot content to be summarized. Right? That way, if this works, then we can pass this along into the rest of the code, right? That way we are piecing the code. All right, there you go. So that's working. How is this? Cool. All right, good. This is good. So this is being passed in, right? Next up. So this is good. Let's go to minimize that. All right, now we can, let me comment this out for now before removing it all together. And we can say in here, we can say going here, here. We could say, what is this about? We would say web page URL dot content to be summarized. Let me see. Yep. So if we say web page dot content to be summarized, right? It would say pass in the web page URL and the content to be summarized, and then do all that, right? So let's see if this works on its own before we go any further, right? So let me pass this as well. Let that run. And let's go and let's do this one again, I guess. And that still works. That still works. Cool. All right. So then let's continue to refactor this in order to say, all right, so it's passing in the web page to be summarized. We could say, let's do, should I do another class, or should I do a function? Let me see what happens if I do another class, right? So if we were to say over here, we insert another one, and I would say get summary from LLM, and we were to do class, and we name this summary, or let's say generate summary, and colon, and we say def init, and we say self, comma, and we say content to summarize, right? And let me see what we did up here. Let me just start writing code. All right, so if we go here, and now I take this part, right? And I paste that part into here. Let's go like that. I think that'll work. All right, so we do that, and we would say in here, we would say just content to summarize. Right? So then when we're calling on this generate summary, we would just pass in that web URL thing in there. Okay? Yeah. So from here, now it's doing let me leave this out. Let's just do this part right here, right? So we're saying this is just to generate the summary. And now if we were to go down to here, let me comment this out now. And we say what's up, AR Smitty? How you doing? How you doing this morning, AR Smitty? We say generate summary. And we say the web page URL let me see if that's gonna work. This should be indented. Web page summary, generate URL. Content summarize would be the pass in the URL, and then we would also do content to be summarized, I think. See if we do that. Or I could say self dot web page summary from Ollama. And then in this print would be thinking. If I do that print, I would want to print I'm thinking. Instead of content to summarize, actually, maybe I should be doing instead of having it in two spots, maybe I should be doing it like this. Probably should do that. Oops. Do that. And then in here, I would say generate summary. No, I need to pass the URL in. So if I keep URL in here, right? So I'm still passing in the URL. And here I would say generate summary. So this one, let me comment this out. Generate summary and pass in the URL. And then I would return web page summary from Ollama. Let me try that. Let's try that, see what we get. So that one ran. Let's run this one. And let's see if this one still works. Or maybe get a different article. Let me see. Let's go back to the home page. Let's go with, oh my goodness. Let's go this one. And we go back over here. Let me add in a new one, and we'll say web page summary for this article. Let's see if that still works. All right, it did not work. Let's see why. It says let me see, print. Generate summary, URL, web page to be summarized. Markdown expects text. Oh, okay, got it. So if we go down to, okay, I see what's going on. We need to gotcha. So we need to take this and pass it into here. Okay, let's do message. All right, I got it. So if we leave it as that, we can say, let me go to here. Oops, let's go to web page summary from Ollama equals, so I'm going to change this name to something else. Or web page summary results. Let's do that. Equals web. Could just do that. But web page summary from Ollama dot message dot content, right? And we can return this one now as self. And now we can say this web page summary results, and we go here. So, and here's the important part, right? Getting the error is a good thing because then you see what you did wrong and then you can use that to fix it. So I see that, oh, okay, so I'm actually returning this whole chat response and not the message that I need. So now, all right, cool, let's fix that, right? So now if we were to go to enter on this one, it's going to reprocess, and I say to do, whoa, what just happened here? All right, there we go. Let's see, where did it go? So now object has no attribute, web page summary results. Oh, let me see. Did I run this? I think I didn't run this yet. Do that. Message content. Let me do that. Now we try this one. There we go. So that is working now, where we have refactored majority of this code. So we can actually get rid of a bunch of this code. Right? So now our web page summary function is just doing this print thing. What if we were to do, instead of print, we do a, can I do a return? Let me see. What happens if I do a return, right? I'll say just return me a display of the markdown. So let's try that. And now we go to enter that. Let's see if it gives us our text. And there we have it. There we have it. So in our web page summary function, it's just telling us to return the display, markdown, generate summary of the URL. It's probably different. It's probably much better code on day one because it was pre-written, but we were able to rewrite it where we have two classes. We have this class for generating the summary. The generate summary class is using the web page URL class, contents to be summarized. We could also say, where did I put this? If I wanted to put the text, let me think, how would I do this? Returning the markdown, generate summary. What about, let's take a look at this. So how does take a quick look. IPython display markdown. And I want to see how this one works. I would like to say add in additional text. So let me try this real quick. If I say, I want to say, I want to have the title as well, right? Let me try something. Try two things real quick, right? So we're going to go here. We're going to say print web web page. And we will say, playing around with it just a little bit, web page dot title. And if I run it again on this one, so, okay, so the title is this, right? And then all right, so we could say then, what if we were to do, let me see if I do, I want to have both of them. Display. Mark down. And I was to say F string, and I was to say, or how does it? Oops, that should be. See how this works, right? Just curious. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I want to, let me see. I think there needs to be a space in between it. I want to see if I can get like a title tag like in big bold letters.
Bro, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
What's up, Rod Brown? How are you doing this morning? Shout out to Rod Brown at the Nourishing Word. Let's see. All right, so let's run this over again. There we go. So look at that. So we have the title in big bold letters. I think it's too big. Let's do one of these. So we have the title, and we can have, so I'm gonna run it one more time. So it's gonna be a little bit smaller, but we have the title using the markdown to get like a H2. It's two of these right here. And then it has what the article is about. I wonder if I can move this though into the generate summary. Could I move this to or another option is to do, we'll wrap it up after this, but if I say, if I was to go to here, oops. If I was to go, is it making two calls though if I do that? We can do this. So we can say, we can probably make it better, but for now, what if we were to say in the markdown, we would say, do this, put an F string in front of it, generate that. We go like this, see if this is gonna work. We go here, we go here, we go to, let me see. Web page URL, and then we do title. And if I wanted to go to the next line, let me see, line break in Markdown. How to insert a BR in Markdown. Let me see. Try adding 2 spaces or a backslash after the first line. Let me see. Let's see. Let us see if that's gonna work, and then we'll wrap it up. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Just curious if we can get it all in one line. Not exactly what we're looking for, I must say. I don't, not what we're looking for. I wonder if we could say, let me see if we go with, Markdown is not my strong suit. Go to, and we go here, we go here, we go here. Let me try that. Let's try that. If that doesn't work, we'll just revert it to how we had it before, and we'll call it a day with that. But we definitely refactored it a lot. Go here. No. Okay, well, whatever. We will leave it as that because I don't want it to be like this. What we'll do is we shall. let's leave it at that. So I'm gonna just, for now, for the time being, right? Because we're done with this project, we're gonna be moving on. So on Wednesday, I want to start writing out my idea for my workflow for content creation. But for now, we will leave this as that. So I'm gonna go here. I'm just gonna go display, just so I can get my title, and we're gonna get rid of this one right here. Put this here, and then we will get rid of that. Get rid of that. Not a fan of this, but for the time being, it is what it is. Let's go and try it one more time. Make sure I have everything set up correctly. Let's go here. Let's go here. Definitely better ways to do it. Definitely better ways to do it. But, you know, we find a way to make it work. There we go. So we have our title and we have our summary. Looks good to me. All right, cool. We're going to wrap it up for today. We'll go back to full screen. And there we have it. We have refactored. Actually, let me show it real quick. I will show it real quick what we did. So we took the code that we used to have. Probably should have saved it, but we took the code that we used to have. We created, we put the imports on its own cell. We put the web page where we're getting our web page address. We're passing in our user agent. We are validating that we're getting between a 200 and a 300 response code. We are parsing it through Beautiful Soup. So that, and this could probably be its own method right here, to parse it through Beautiful Soup, but whatever. And this could probably be its own method right here too, its own function, but whatever. And then here we're testing it out with the CNN article, making sure that we can get the content. Then here we are generating the summary using Ollama. And the good thing about doing it like this, we could easily switch to a different, like this is this is decoupled, so we can switch to a different, what do you call it? A different LLM, a large language model. You know, we can refactor this to use OpenAI, we can refactor it to use Gemini, we can refactor it to use whoever, right? And that's why it's good to have this as its own class where you can make changes for it. Probably, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about passing this actual class into it, because it's probably better to not do that and then pass it into it externally. I honestly think it's it's probably a better practice to do it that way instead of passing it in here, to pass it in through. I'm gonna do that real quick because I'm picky like that. Let's go to copy, take this out, URL. That way, it is not tightly coupled to a different class. So in here, we would pass in this, right? That way we remove tightly coupling, because if this changes, we just change it here as opposed to going into a class. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I probably have to think about it a little bit more, right? But either way, it is going to work regardless. I do that, and I do that. Let's see, and I do that. Let's do a different article. Let's go to ESPN, because there were some sports stuff that went down. Let's take that. The Bills beat the Ravens, apparently. And I will add a new cell. And we'll say web page summary. Enter. And let's see what it gives us. Boom. Still works, right? So whether we're passing the web page URL class into here, or we're keeping it very, very decoupled and passing it through here into the web page summary function itself, either way, when you're using web page summary function wherever it's being called, I personally like it this way. that way, if web page summary changes or generate summary changes, I don't have to go into each class. Like this class right here, the generate summary class is not dependent on the web page class and vice versa, right? Because it's still passing here. So all the logic itself is happening inside of the web page summary where it's saying, okay, where to get the web page from. So I can create a whole nother class called website super duper cool funky summary and then update here, and it has absolutely no impact on the generate summary. So I actually like the way that I just updated it to. And it still works on the same. And that's the part of coding where this part right here works exactly the same, regardless of what I do in here, or what I do in here. All right. So that is one of the ways that I approach it. All right. But yeah, so that is so we did all of that, and now we're displaying the information, and it prints out over here, and we can use it for this one as well, and it'll do the same exact thing. I can send it for this one too. Let's see all of these, right? There goes this one. There goes that one. All that good stuff, all right? So let's wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me check the chat one more time. Remember, we are going to be premiering Candid Conversations at noon today, talking about how you are a spark of light and of life to everyone that you encounter, okay? Let me see. All right, so I'm just gonna say goodbye to everyone. Big Suggs, have a good one. Rod Brown, your car, AR Smitty, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Everyone watching in the clouds, I really, really appreciate you. You guys are amazing. Enjoy today. Enjoy Martin Luther King. Enjoy the inauguration. Try to stay warm if you are in a place that's freezing. It is actually raining down here in South Florida. So it's going to be a rainy, rainy day today, maybe for the next couple of days, but it is what it is. Let's make the most of it, all right? You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. This is Tech Coach Ralph with another episode of Coffee and Kata, working on large language models. We are out.
Sun's up, early caffeine's a call. Ralph with tech news ready for all. Coding workouts getting us toned. By sunrise we'll be in the zone. Grab your Java, sip the brew. Headlines, tech tips just for you. Editing lines, making it tight. With every keystroke we see the light. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech Coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Push those reps in lines of code. Script the future fast and bold. From headlines deep to bites so bright, we're your guide to morning mics. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech Coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coding flows, camaraderie grows. News unfolds and insight flows. Minute by minute, heartbeats pace. Come join us at the daily race. CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech Coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech Coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech Coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind.